So look at these beautifully browned potatoes. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I've been saying yummy a lot lately. I don't know why. Somebody tell me to stop that. After we take the potatoes out, so we've got brown chicken, we've got potatoes, 6 minutes on each side. Why 6 minutes? Because we're actually partially cooking the potatoes, because once we put this in the oven, it should only take about 40 minutes. We don't want to wait all night for dinner. Next thing, I've added a little bit more olive oil to the pan. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the garlic. And we're going to slosh this around a little bit. We want to start to really smell that garlic. But we don't want it to get burned. So keep that in mind. Pretty much when the oil looks yellow from the garlic, you're good. From there, I have 3 sprigs of thyme and 2 sprigs of fresh oregano. I'm leaving the whole sprig, not chopping it up. Okay, now the good stuff. The recipe calls for 1 cup of wine. I'm saucy Anna Marie, I'm using a little more. There's a couple of reasons you'd want to use a little more. One would be to deglaze your pan. Now, this is where the recipe can vary. Some recipes will say that you use half wine and half chicken broth. Some recipes will say that you need to add flour to your chicken to thicken it up. That is true if you want a thicker sauce and if you are using more wine than recommended. The other thing, of course, you can do is be me. Turn up the heat, and once it starts simmer, we're going to let it reduce just a little bit. After this reduces, what happens next? Well, we return the potatoes first. Then we put the chicken on top of that. We add a whole bunch of Italian seasoning, the dried stuff, about 2 tablespoons, and more salt. It's really important in this recipe to add more salt. It really does enhance the flavor. I'm not one person to salt my foods really, but this is one of those cases that you really want to make sure you're adding another teaspoon of salt on top of everything. In the oven, 400 degrees, 40 minutes until your chicken reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit. You'll know when this is ready because it'll reduce a little bit. I'll show you before I put it in the oven.